Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, in celebration of 100 years, the On a Shrine Parade was a major hit over the weekend. Plus, in recognition of Maine Apple Sunday, orchards from all over the state are putting their own spin on the celebration. And close to a dozen people escaped an apartment house fire when smoke quickly escalated into flames. This and more local news right now. Good morning and welcome into Good Morning Maine. I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us this morning. We're in the final hour here. We have some rain coming in this afternoon, a little bit of sunshine mixed in. Let's get a first check of our forecast. We'll bring in Devin Biggs with a big smile on his face. Happy Monday, Devin.
And thank you very much, Joe. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Starting things off this morning, it's cool in a few spots, though, but also a little active. We have small craft advisories along the coast running until about Wednesday at 2 a.m. We will have some gusty winds along the coastline, especially as we head towards tomorrow, which is why we have that advisory in effect. Also, some frost advisories in the northern ends of the state. This will last until about 8 a.m. or so this morning, so those will be getting dropped as we speak soon. Otherwise, though, here we are at some rain showers moving through last night and early this morning. Those have since gotten out of here. We'll have a little bit of a break for now, but later this afternoon, we'll watch out for a few more rain showers that will try to develop. Giving you the bigger picture, though, a lot of this will move in from the west, going toward the east ahead of our next system, with plenty of rainfall on the way. Some areas can see up to an inch of rainfall before we're all finished up. Moving forward for today, maybe a few breaks in the clouds, but more rain on the way later on this afternoon. In the evening time frame, we'll keep this going at least through the daytime tomorrow as well. The winds won't be a huge deal. They might switch directions from time to time, generally out of the south and eventually to the east from time to time. So it's going to be kind of all over the place a little bit at about 5 to 10 miles per hour in general. So for today, though, we'll be in the lower 60s, mostly cloudy with a few afternoon showers. That east breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, rain likely areas of dense fog as well. Northeast breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sunshine with eventually some afternoon rain showers, temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe?
Thank you, Devin. First up this morning on Saturday, almost a dozen people escaped an apartment house fire when smoke quickly escalated into flames. Around 10:40 Saturday morning, the Bangor Fire Department received several reports of smoke at 345 Union Street, which is adjacent to Charles Street. Assistant Fire Chief Andrew Emery says 10 people made it out of the building safely without injury. However, we spoke to residents who lost their cats in the fire. Emery says the fire marshal's office is investigating how the fire started on the side porches of the home, but did share tips and best practices.
We would always urge be safe with any electrical cords, smoking materials, all that stuff. It is becoming close to wintertime with heating season upon us, so check out that stuff before you use it. And if you see a fire, call it in. Call 911, call it in.
All residents are currently displaced and the Red Cross has been contacted. The Bangor Fire Department rescued a total of 7 cats. New this morning, Maine State Police say a toddler was fatally injured in a driveway when his father was moving a pickup truck and camper trailer. Investigators said the father didn't see the 2-year-old boy who was struck Saturday afternoon in the town of Naples. The parents immediately took the boy to the Naples Fire Department, where emergency workers were unable to revive him. The identities of the toddler and his parents are being withheld, and State Police requested privacy for the family. In other news, Republican candidates rallied together to motivate people to get out and vote. Republican speakers condemned President Biden for his past vaccine mandates and Governor Janet Mills' administration policies. Several candidates talked about problems surrounding inflation and heating fuel cost. Former Governor Paul LePage says he fears there will be another heating fuel shortage this winter.
Direction of the country and the state is going in a way that we're not pleased with, so it's very important to get people to the ballot box on November 8th. Actually, you can do some early voting as well.
So this campaign is going to be about faith, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness versus power, control, and mandates. Yeah. And this is what we have to fight.
Voters are encouraged to look up why candidates are running in their district and learn more about them before heading to the polls this November. The Washington County Grand Jury has indicted 2 people in connection with a fatal crash near Danforth. 35-year-old Ryan Moore of Danforth was indicted on charges on manslaughter, driving to endanger, and leaving the scene of an accident involving serious injury. 28-year-old Michaela Lowell of Danforth was indicted for hindering apprehension and tampering with a witness. The accident happened on May 29th. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says the driver of a Ford Explorer crossed the center line, hit 2 motorcycles, and took off. 50-year-old Don Charette of Frenchville died at the scene. Another person was also injured. And in celebration of 100 years, the Honor Shrine Parade brought the fun and laughs to the Bangor and Brewer community. A.J. Douglas has the details.
Hundreds of locals came out to enjoy the Honor Shriners Parade, and we spoke to a few to find out why.
Because my husband was the Shriner, and I'm part of the Shriner too because I joined the Daughters of the Nile, which is the ladies' part of the Shriners.
My husband is a Shriner. He's in the Mini-Chi unit, and Shriners help kids.
Well, because my friend asked me to come with her, and because my husband was a Mason and a Shriner for years, and I also belong to the Shriners Widows Club, so we enjoy still celebrating them.
We came with our family and our grandkids, and we're supporters of the Shriners, so we're anticipating a great parade.
Several members of the Shriners organization were on the sidelines handing out water to those who participated in the parade. We spoke to members of the association who say it's important to celebrate as a community.
It's great to see everybody showing up today. It's a beautiful day, and it's nice to see so many people out with smiles on their faces and supporting the Shriners.
The Shriners Parade included clowns, mini-car races, and comical skits. There's no need to wonder about next year's turnout.
I wouldn't miss it. When there's a parade, they have a parade, I try to join in everything that they have going.
Time is now 8:07. Coming up next here on Good Morning Maine, September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and one Lewiston resident is trying to get the word out. We'll hear her story next, but first, we'll get a quick look at that forecast. A high of 62, some scattered showers moving in this afternoon, fog and rain overnight. It'll be a low of 48, and tomorrow it'll be cooler with more rain in store and a high of 54.
We finally did it. Did right by every child in Maine. For the first time ever, Maine is paying its full share for pre-K through 12 education. We did it by putting politics aside and bringing Democrats, Republicans, and independents together to put our kids first. With more resources in the classroom, better pay for teachers, and property tax relief for homeowners.
Fully supporting our kids. One more way Governor Mills puts Maine first.
Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you could have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to battery power, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel, or Newport.
Let the games begin! This is what TV is all about.
Welcome back. September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and one Lewiston resident is trying to get the word out. Phyllis Rand has volunteered with the American Red Cross for over 13 years, deploying around the country to help with disaster relief. In October of 2021, she says she donated blood for the first time. The Red Cross says they emailed her, letting her know that the blood she has is compatible for transfusions with people who have sickle cell disease. According to the Red Cross, sickle cell disease impacts over 100,000 people around the country, most of whom are African descent. Now, the organization says regular blood transfusions are needed to help manage the extreme pain and life-threatening complications with many who face with the disease. Rand says after learning how much her blood could help, she wanted to get the word out.
My blood type is not something I had any control over, but just knowing I have this gift, I want to share it with other people to experience the same thing that I did. Roll up your sleeve, donate blood, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
Rand says the Red Cross has few black blood donors, and they're working to increase the diversity of the blood that is available. Senators Susan Collins from Maine and John Thune from South Dakota have introduced legislation that would prohibit the Internal Revenue Service from hiring new enforcement employees until basic taxpayer service targets are met. Those targets include improved phone service and more efficient tax return processing. In a statement, Senator Susan Collins said, quote, Americans deserve a government that is responsive, yet the IRS has consistently failed to provide taxpayers with the service they should expect. Incredibly, 4 out of 5 phone calls from taxpayers seeking assistance go unanswered, and tax refunds have been unacceptably delayed. Our legislation would fix the IRS's misplaced priorities by requiring the agency to focus on improving customer service and reducing backlogs. And we're about 12 minutes past the top of the hour. Coming up after the break, we'll take a trip to an apple orchard in Etna and see what goodies were provided for the state's big day. Plus, a historic day in London, guests arriving for the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. We'll be right back.
Find meaningful work in direct care and improve the quality of life of others.
The right personality and character traits, in my opinion, to be a DSP is kind, caring, and understanding.
Visit caringforme.org to learn more and make an impact through a compassionate career.
I was just telling these guys about Jared Golden. He's a Marine who puts country ahead of politics. And then there's Bruce Poliquin. He's a multi-millionaire Wall Street banker who went to Washington, took all that money from the insurance industry, and voted to let them increase premiums. Worse, Poliquin said he wants to raise the retirement age. He's for them, not us. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Check 1, check 2. The store's appearance may have changed throughout the years, but its dedication to our community and families has not wavered. We will still welcome you with a smile and top-notch service. If you need coffee,
check.
Tasty treats,
Check.
freshly made pizza, check. Or wine and spirits,
Check.
stop by and fill up your tank and check us out.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine, inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Find meaningful work in direct care and improve the quality of life of others.
The right personality and character traits, in my opinion, to be a DSP is kind, caring, and understanding.
Visit caringforme.org to learn more and make an impact through a compassionate career.
Heart of Maine United Way celebrated its 85th year with a Construction food drive and kickoff event. Matthew Geronzik explains.
I'm here at Bass Park, where local businesses in the Bangor area came out early to create constructions just like this. More than 200 volunteers and staff members arrived at Hollywood Casino Raceway as early as 8:30 this morning to begin constructing their sculptures. Members had 3 hours to design constructions made out of canned goods, with attendees voting on their favorite. Heart of Maine United Way Chief Operating Experience Officer Jesse Moriarty said this year's event lived up to expectations.
You know, we've been talking about this being one of the funnest food drives we've ever done, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, people really came through. We had companies and organizations who built amazing sculptures. And actually, we collected 4,900 cans for folks who could use a little bit of a hand up.
The event marks the start of United Way's fundraising efforts while raising awareness about food insecurity and supporting local food pantries. Heart of Maine United Way President and CEO Shira Patterson says the need is greater than ever.
We know that more than 49,000 people in our 6-county service area meet the definition of food insecurity and food insecure, and we know that even more people access food from time to time.
The cans used in the displays will be donated to local food pantries across the state of Maine. Following the competition, members enjoyed a kickoff lunch and entertainment from Rick Tyler. With this being the first event under its new name, Patterson says this holds much more significance.
Well, we haven't been able to do a kickoff in person in 2 years. And so for us, coming back to this location is just really special to bring the community together as we think about our charge this fall to raise $1.69 million.
Reporting from Bangor, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The Maine State Pomological Society held the 22nd annual Maine Apple Sunday, and orchards from all over the state are putting their own spin on the celebration. Devin Dagnall has the details.
According to the Maine State Pomological Society, September 18th marks the peak of the fall apple season and is celebrated by orchards all over the state. Conant Orchards is one of those orchards celebrating the day, and according to the owner, Danielle Parsons, they're going all out.
We've got all kinds of samples inside. We have a really cool new wagon to do wagon rides. We have a new drink we're making called the Apple Blossom. It's apple cider with a donut and whipped cream and caramel drizzle on the top with sprinkles. It's really good.
Founded in 1945 by Alfonso and Teresa Conant, the orchard has seen over 75 apple-picking seasons, with the Parsons children making the 5th generation to be raised on the orchard.
It's been really cool. All 3 kids have been raised here since they were infants. They've been in here from cribs until now my oldest is 12, and a lot of our customers know them from babies and, you know.
It's a family affair at the Conant Orchard with everyone pitching in, even the kids. James Parson, the youngest of Danielle's 3 children, explains how he and his siblings help out at the orchard.
We get the spray off them and we put them in bags and put them on the shelves.
According to Danielle Parson, Maine Apple Sunday is a great day to come out and enjoy the orchard, but she wants people to know that they're welcome at the family's orchard any time during the season. In Etna, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
It's about 50 degrees outside the studio right now. We are expected to see a little bit of sunshine this morning, but more rain will be coming in and be pouring throughout the night. Devin Biggs has a full look at our forecast. Devin, good morning.
Alrighty, Joe, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scotch Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we are. Small cloud advisories until about 2 a.m. on Wednesday, because we will have some gusty winds that will be hanging around from time to time. Now it'll cause some wave heights to get high from time in a few spots too. We do have this frost advisory that's going to get dropped throughout the morning period, though, as the northern ends of the state saw some cooler temperatures again. But otherwise, so we had some rain recently. A lot of this is starting to move out of here as we speak, and the clouds will break up for a little while, though. But our next system off toward the west will start to move in soon, giving us more chances for rain showers to move in, and of course some heavy downpours cannot be ruled out either with this area of low pressure, and some decent rainfall as well. Let's check in on Hurricane Fiona right now, causing a lot of issues for parts of the Puerto Rican islands. So this is all tracking towards the northwest, and this thing is a Category 1 hurricane with winds up to 90 miles per hour, moving toward the northwest at about 8 miles per hour. And it's expected to turn, so it's not going to be causing too much issues for us, though. although some wave height issues cannot be ruled out, especially as we head towards later on this week. So we'll keep an eye on that as it does begin to develop. At times, though, it could reach up to a Category 3 hurricane in a few areas. Otherwise, though, gusty winds not a huge issue, at least at times. But until we head towards tomorrow, some of those gusty winds could reach up to maybe 30 miles per hour, mainly along the coast by about 5 a.m. as we head towards Tuesday. So make sure to keep an eye on it as it does develop. Our average high is 70 degrees. It's going to be well below that over the next few days, ranging from the 50s on some days to even 60s and maybe getting close to the 70s. So overall, we're going to be all over the place over the next few days. Futurecast moving forward, though, here we are. So increasing clouds on the way soon. Chances for a few rain showers later this afternoon, lasting to the overnight period, too. We'll keep that going as we head towards parts of tomorrow before tomorrow night. A lot of this finally begins to get out of here, and the clouds will break up a little bit, though, as we head towards early Wednesday morning. How much rainfall could we possibly see? Some decent rainfall on the way with up to 1, maybe 2 inches of rain possible before we're all finished up. We do need the moisture, so some good rainfall definitely on the way. So your forecast for today, lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some afternoon showers. East breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, rain likely, areas of dense fog as well. Northeast breeze at about 5 miles per hour. More rain showers and cool tomorrow. Highs only in the middle 50s with that northeasterly breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Higher gusts cannot be ruled out either. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. So we start to dry out as we head towards Wednesday with a partly cloudy sky. Highs in the upper 60s. Upper 60s again on Thursday with a chance for rain. And we're dry on Friday. Partly cloudy. Highs in the upper 50s.
You got 100 points.
Have you been moisturizing?
Just sunscreen.
That's 50 points.
With AARP Rewards, anyone can earn points. Who's got 200 points?
You've got 200 points.
It's the free loyalty program that rewards you. They're ready for you.
That's 300 points.
And helps your money, health, and happiness live longer.
Are these ties? 200 points.
Start earning and redeeming points today.
Today, you took delicious Centrum multi-gummies and took one more step towards taking charge of your health. They're packed with essential nutrients for energy and immunity support. So every day, you can say, with Centrum multi-gummies.
When the Katahdin General Store wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to the KG for fishing, hunting, and camping supplies, souvenirs, unique gifts, apparel like Lazy One, fresh sandwiches and baked goods, the beer cave, liquor, and a variety of takeout items. Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes and More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6C and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual, or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes and More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving.
Steve Harvey powers the X Team.
If roles were reversed, what might a turkey do to you on Thanksgiving?
Eat my drumstick. Loaded with X Team confidence.
Some men are shaped like what kind of nut?
Nutcracker.
And X Team powers.
Fill in the blank. Blank Daddy.
Hot dog.
You'll love the X Team.
Hot dog Daddy.
On Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
If you have student loans, you may want to keep your eyes on your calendar in order to keep up with possible loan forgiveness. While student loan forgiveness is automatic for about 8 million with loans, 35 million others have to actively seek it out. An application date begins in early October, initially online, but the exact date isn't known yet. Borrowers need to apply before November 15th to get relief before the student loan payment pause ends. Now, on January 1st, 2023, interest begins building up and payments resume. There won't be another payment pause. The final date to apply for student loan forgiveness in December is December 31st of 2023. Now to the historic day in London. Guests arriving right now for the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. 500 world leaders are expected to attend what will likely be the most watched live television event in history. Up to 4 billion people are expected to watch. Let's take a look.
This morning, a final farewell and a day of pomp and pageantry as Queen Elizabeth II is laid to rest. Her state funeral marking the end of a 12-day mourning period in the UK, marked by tributes along the way from all corners of the nation. Overnight, world leaders descending on London to honor her lifetime of service. President Biden paying his respects at Westminster Hall while the Queen lay in state. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden at his side.
As I've told the King, she's going to be with him every step of the way, every minute, every moment. And that's a reassuring notion. So to all the people of England, all the people of the United Kingdom, our hearts go out to you.
Also among those paying tribute, Ukraine's First Lady Olena Zelenska. In a touching scene, Queen Elizabeth's 8 grandchildren holding vigil as the crowds passed.
And I wasn't expecting to feel much emotion at all, but as I looked up, I felt myself welling up a bit, so yeah, it was quite moving.
As the queue winds down, roughly 1 million people expected to fill the streets of London to catch a glimpse of the Queen's funeral procession, some camping out for days, including American Trina Yunker.
I'm a huge history buff. The traditions have been in place in this country for hundreds and hundreds of years, before our U.S. was created.
London bracing for the most challenging policing event in its history, with extra military personnel, extra CCTV, sniffer dogs, and police. The threats ranging from pickpockets to terror attacks. Meanwhile, on the eve of the Queen's funeral, the palace releasing this unseen photo of the Queen, taken in May ahead of the Platinum Jubilee, showing those sparkling eyes and vibrant smile. And later, the Queen will be transferred in a procession from Westminster Abbey to St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. That will be her final resting place, where she will be buried along her late husband, Philip.
And still to come here on the second half of our show, a mural that will celebrate the lives of mill workers and loggers who inhabited the town of Millinocket has began construction. We'll take a glimpse next. Plus, the New England Outdoor Center and the Bicycle Coalition of Maine have partnered for their second annual Maine Woods Rambler. This and much more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day. On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Ellsworth, is sponsored by Complete Tire Service Incorporated, providing automotive repairs and tire sales to customers from Ellsworth, Bar Harbor, Blue Hill, and surrounding areas. Shirley's Yarns, Crafts, and Gifts. What can we help you create today? And Disconnected Tattoo and Piercing Shop. We are a family-friendly tattoo and art shop in Ellsworth.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Happy Monday, Maine. It is September 19th of 2022. We have a little history for you. The TV version of Superman premiered 70 years ago today. Comedian Jimmy Fallon is turning 48 years old. And for national holidays, we have International Talk Like a Pirate Day, Argmady. That's about as far as I can get with that one. But we have a lot of great things in store for today. A little sunshine moving in this morning. That rain should be coming in this afternoon. Those temperatures are really cooling off and feeling like fall, although we do have a few days left of summer. It's about 50 degrees outside the studio. Let's bring in Devin Biggs with another check of our forecast. Devin, good morning.
And thank you very much, Joe. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Starting things off this morning, it's cool in a few spots, though, but also a little active. We have small craft advisories along the coast running until about Wednesday at 2 a.m. We will have some gusty winds along the coastline, especially as we head towards tomorrow, which is why we have that advisory in effect effect. Also some frost advisories in the northern ends of the state. This will last until about 8 a.m. or so this morning, so those will be getting dropped as we speak soon. Otherwise, though, here we are at some rain showers moving through last night and early this morning. Those have since gotten out of here. We'll have a little bit of a break for now, but later this afternoon, we'll watch out for a few more rain showers that will try to develop. Giving you the bigger picture, though, a lot of this will move in from the west going toward the east ahead of our next system with plenty of rainfall on the way. Some areas can see up to an inch of rainfall before we're all finished up. Moving forward for today, maybe a few breaks into clouds, but more rain on the way later on this afternoon. In the evening time frame, we'll keep this going at least through the daytime tomorrow as well. The winds won't be a huge deal. They might switch directions from time to time, generally out of the south and eventually to the east from time to time. So it's going to be kind of all over the place a little bit at about 5 to 10 miles per hour in general. So for today, though, we'll be in the lower 60s, mostly cloudy with a few afternoon showers. That east breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, rain likely areas of dense fog as well. Northeast breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sunshine with eventually some afternoon rain showers, temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe?
Thanks, Devin. Back to your local news. A work of art is coming to the town of Millinocket that embodies its history. Devin Dagnall has the story.
There's still loggers, there's still the community, there's plenty of people that grew up here that it means a lot to. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a showstopper.
Behind me is the beginning stages of Joy Mcewen's latest artistic contribution to the town of Millinocket, a mural that will celebrate the lives of loggers and mill workers who used to live in the town and the history they created. Located in downtown Millinocket, the mural will consist of 5 sections, each telling a different part of the town's history. According to Mcewen, the work will depict log drivers driving logs down the Penobscot River, mill workers leaving their check house, a log truck, an A.O. Harkness, and the town's mill at its peak.
Since the mill has gone down, we've struggled a lot, and I want to have people remember the mill and the mill workers and dedicate this to the mill workers.
No stranger to the work she's doing, the mural will actually be one of several Mcewen has already been commissioned to do throughout Millinocket. Mcewen says that the project has been in the works for months now, and she's excited to have it underway. The mural is funded by Our Katahdin, a non-profit organization working to promote community and economic development in the Katahdin region. A large portion of the funds were acquired through a local fundraiser held by the organization, which, according to Mcewen, proves how excited the region is for this work to be done.
It's been a lot of ups and downs, and the community's trying to come together to rebuild Millinocket, and I'm grateful for all the support I get.
Mcewen isn't exactly sure when her artistic vision will be complete, but she says she hopes it will be done before snow falls this winter. In Millinocket, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The New England Outdoor Center and the Bicycle Coalition of Maine have partnered for their second annual Maine Woods Rambler. The event will take place on September 25th with a 100-kilometer race starting around 7:30 in the morning, and the 50-kilometer race starts at 9 a.m. Now, the president of the New England Outdoor Center describes the event as a gravel grind, mostly because the route will consist of gravel roads with a few bike trails in between. They also say that this event is a great way to get people to visit the area and bring funds to the local community.
It introduces people to the Katahdin region. I think that, in some ways, maybe its most important sort of community role. The 100-kilometer ride rides right through the middle of Millinocket, and so it brings money to the area that help with the youth riding programs and build trails.
Registration for the bike ride is on the Bicycle Coalition of Maine's website, and it is open until September 21st. And before we hit the break, here's a quick look at some of the upbeat stories making headlines today.
Britain's King Charles and his son William met with mourners waiting in line to pay their respects to Queen Elizabeth II over the weekend. Prince William could be heard saying his grandmother would not have believed the size of the crowd and the number of nationalities represented by the people standing in line. Dozens of teams competed at Dulles International Airport's annual plane pull over the weekend. Nearly 100 teams of 25 people competed to pull an 82-ton plane. Since the event began in 1992, it's raised $3 million for Special Olympics.
Egyptian environmental group Very Nile marked International Coastal Cleanup Day Saturday by building a huge pyramid made of plastic bottles collected from the Nile River over 45 days. Fishermen collect trash from the river and exchange it for cash. The plastic is then recycled. And Oktoberfest is back in Munich, Germany. Thousands donned their lederhosen for the celebration. The popular festival runs through October 3rd, Germany's National Day. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC 7.
And still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will join us for sports. He'll have a look at some of the top high school matches across the area. But before we go, let's get a quick look at that forecast again. High of 62 today. We'll see some scattered showers moving this afternoon. You'll have some sunshine this morning. Fog and rain overnight with a low of 48 degrees. And tomorrow it's not getting much warmer. We'll see the temperatures in the mid-50s with more rain in store for your Tuesday.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Offensive and divisive. That's Paul LePage's legacy. But it's not just what he said as governor. It's what he did. LePage slashed funding for cancer screenings for women. He refused to invest in clean energy, kicked over 1,000 seniors off their prescription drug program, and even opposed funding to Meals on Wheels. So, if that's what Paul LePage did last time he was governor, we can't send him back. The top funder of the Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
So I just started this new trapeze class and...
Whoa, the new iPhone is here.
I know, right? The ultimate iPhone. US Cellular paid for mine and I was already a customer.
The new iPhone is here.
Right, and you'd be smart to get it at US Cellular. They have price protection, so you know your rate won't go up.
Now, new and current customers can get any new iPhone 14 Pro or iPhone 14 Pro Max on us.
Okay, I'll just wait here and watch your donut.
At US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
You in the mood for some more news? Welcome back. Magic time. Oh my God! We want to see it.
Did you order a Droober?
Wow.
I love it. We make new shows for you, so take it with you.
The Drew Barrymore Show, Monday at 11 on Fox 22.
Homes are selling in a single day. The real work happens well before. I'm Holly Taylor, and I have the expertise to guide you through your home improvements. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Hey, I'm Jerry O'Connell. Join me this fall right here on Fox 22 at 10 a.m. for Pictionary.
Welcome back in. Thank you for staying with us. We had a busy Friday night in the football world out there. We have 4 games to get to you right now to recap. Don't blink. Those are coming. The daring Rams looking for win number 1 on the season. They're hosting 1-1 Mount Blue late in the first half. Cougars deep in their own zone. Daring's Pedro Lombi with a terrific sack and the ball comes loose. Mount Blue recovers, but the Rams defense hangs tough. They win 22-18. Brewer and Edward Little going at it. We are going to start with the Witches. They are driving in the third quarter here. Jackson Gross, but Edward Little is going to punch this ball out, and they would fall on it, and then later in the quarter, they would capitalize. Tate Morris gives to Tyler Grenier for the score. He gets to the outside. Eddies win 22-20. We are going to move on now. Falmouth and Cape Elizabeth, the defending Class C champs in Cape Elizabeth, hosting undefeated Falmouth. First quarter, Capers on the move. Quarterback Michael Foley, a terrific run here, following his blockers into the end zone. Cape up early. We're going to move to the second quarter, and it's Foley again with another terrific one. This one a little bit longer on fourth down. Gets him into the end zone. Capers up 13-0. They'd go on to win 34-16. Over to Pittsfield, Hamden and MCI, they are both looking for that first win of the year. Broncos on offense. Jack Johnson looking, he finds Dylan Bubar for the nice score. That would put them up 8-0. And then on defense, the Broncos able to force the MCI turnover here. They punch the ball out. Defense hangs tough. They would win 35-6. All right, catch Sports Blitz at 11 o'clock for all of that. We are going to move on now. We have some good and bad news coming out of the golf world in Maine. We will start with the bad. Get that one out of the way. The PGA's Corn Ferry Tour will not be making a stop here in Maine next summer, as they did for the past 2 years for the Live and Work in Maine Open. But now, here's the good news. Officials are already working on an even bigger week-long golf event. What we know so far is the name of the tournament. That will be called the Drive for Kids Celebrity Challenge. Talks are going on as we speak with celebrities who have recently appeared on the American Century Championship Tour. Some really big names in those talks. You know, a guy named Patrick Mahomes, a guy like Steph Curry. Don't know if you guys have heard of them. And then even Tony Romo. We can know the exact dates and the course sometime in the coming months, but Shamrock Sports and Entertainment CEO Brian Corcoran says it is going to be a huge hit for Maine sports fans.
It will be a who's list of not only the traditional New England sports legends, but a longer list of nationally and even globally known celebrities.
All right, looking forward to that. Some of those pro football, basketball players and celebrities are a lot better at golf than you would think. I heard Curry is phenomenal out on the links. But let's move on now. Let's go back to some high school sports. Before all of that Friday football action, we had some teams in action this afternoon. In field hockey, Old Town looking to keep rolling, visiting the Hawks of Herman. The Coyotes are going to start off in the first with a chance here. It's Grace Willie to Kaylee Wagner to Karma Ruggieri, but Lydia Barron turns them all away. Moving on now, the Hawks looking for their first goal of the game. This one gets behind Amara Francis and just misses that cage. We are still scoreless. Hawks off the corner. Great chance here for Delaney Carr, but Francis in the Yotes defense turns them away. Moving on to the second half here. It's the third quarter. It's Wagner. She is going to find the back of the cage. Fights this one past Barron. Yotes take the first lead. Herman has a chance here. That's no good, but they would score two. One in the fourth and one in OT to take a 2-1 victory. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Sometimes big truck accidents can result in big case settlements. These are just some of the big case results I fought to get my clients. If a big truck hurts you, we'll make them pay you every single dollar you deserve for your injuries. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Come out on top. Call the twos. Call 222-2222.
If you are in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, or Maine, you could get special financing at the Toyota 5-State Sales Event. There are new fuel-sipping Toyotas arriving daily, including electrified models, like an electrified Camry LE Hybrid with 52 mpg and up to a 686-mile driving range. Plus, get affordable 2.49% financing on most Camry models. The Toyota 5-State Sales Event at your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
It's been a great summer at Dorsey Furniture, but it's time to start thinking about fall. Our new fall introductions are arriving daily and we need to make room. This means big discounts on selected items. How big? Half off. We didn't stop with just a few items. We have marked down every item in every department. Come to Dorsey Furniture during our fall clearance sale and you won't be disappointed. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to battery power, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel, or Newport.
And welcome back into Good Morning Maine. We are here with Michael Gorman. He is a playwright, writer, director, installation and experimental theater artist, and he's the founder of production company, the 40 Hour Club. Michael, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So I was interested in having you on to discuss your work for the last 2 decades had centered around the opiate epidemic, specifically within New England's fishing community. Can you discuss the work that you've been doing this year around that topic?
Yes, we just had a big production at the Colonial Theater in Augusta, Maine, which is a theater that's undergoing a rejuvenation and restoration. It was called The Ahab Inside Me. It was the latest installation in our performance arts and advocacy model called Chasing the New White Whale. It's an ongoing series of full-blown productions, presentations, installations that we created so we could directly reach communities large and small that are being impacted and devastated by the ongoing opiate crisis. Yeah.
So this inspiration for chasing the new white whale, and it's the inspiration has to do with how the opiate epidemic specifically affects the commercial fishing industry. But does this have to do with Moby Dick, and all these inspirations are colliding here?
Yes, it draws a metaphor from Moby Dick, Herman Melville's great epic novel, and it makes a metaphor of Ahab being an addict and the white whale being an allusion to opium or heroin, its contemporary scourge. It could be fentanyl now.
Yep.
But he loses his leg to the white whale, and he keeps pursuing white whale the way an addict will keep pursuing that first high that they can never really recover. So it's kind of a tragic, destructive pursuit. And then, of course, everybody around them who's involved suffers the consequences as well.
Right, as we know.
I was inspired from the death of my own brother, who was a commercial fisherman out of Gloucester, New Bedford, Massachusetts. Died of a heroin overdose, accidental overdose in 1998. It inspired me to write about it, and it just kind of created a path of destiny for me that I've been pursuing ever since. Written a trilogy of plays called The Honor and Glory of Whaling. We took those out of the New York theater, started to bring them back home to Maine and New England, and we created Chasing the New White Whale. And here we were recently in Augusta, Maine, of all places, and we seem to have found a home there.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, how it's both important for the Colonial Theater itself and for you guys in expanding the production company and the plays that you've released most recently?
Yeah, it's a great partnership there, and Richard Parkhurst is the president of the board of directors there. And my house is only 25 minutes from there, and I've just been kind of exploring it, and there's a great vibe in that community now, and there's such interest in the theater to restore it. They have a great board of directors, but all the focus is on the building, and they didn't really have anybody to bring a dynamism to what happens inside. And so Richard kind of recruited me, and vice versa, and we created a partnership. And we went in there. He just gave me the key to the theater, and we did what he's been, I think, dreaming about for a while, and so now we created a great interim space while they're finishing their project, and we're pursuing Chasing the White Whale.
Gotcha. So this most recent play, can you give us kind of, not an overview, but can you describe it a little bit? This just ended, correct, recently?
Yes, yeah.
Gotcha.
And it was like a premiere of 3 shows we did. Next year we'll be doing an extended run. We'll have a full year to promote it and really draw from across the state. It's called The Ahab Inside Me, and it focuses on the specter of overdose and then the administration of Narcan to bring people back. So that the thrust of the recovery community right now is to keep people alive, and so that then they can seek treatment and we can deal with that. So the Ahab Inside Me has we deal with we bring somebody back, a fisherman who has suffered a non-fatal overdose, and we get to see them then take their first step toward treatment and be accepted into the community and on a positive note. But I've heard the roots of addiction come from quite often just untreated mental illness, and I've heard depression described once as violence turned inward, and so the Ahab Inside Me is this kind of violent character who hasn't dealt with his own issues really, and how that gets internalized stigma, and how destructive that is to the person dealing with it. So breaking the stigma is a huge thing, where people will then not feel bad about seeking treatment, and that was probably the biggest thing we encounter, and that I think we overcome in these productions and performances.
Yeah, and what a powerful and poignant way to express that, with the actors themselves knowing very personally the struggles going on with that stigma and overcoming that stigma.
Yeah, we've incorporated at least half our cast are people who have either are in active recovery, have been for a long time. We had one person from the community that we brought in who relapsed briefly, but joined us because he felt supported by the whole cast.
What a cool way to do recovery, too. You
Yeah.
need a community. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, as he said, I wouldn't have come, if I didn't have this cast and the wonderful energy of the theater community, I wouldn't have come back. So I think that's just, theater can be such an example of that kind of positive, open, creative change, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the creative element is what's missing from a lot of the efforts that are made. Great efforts in legislature, bureaucratic, administrative, but we need a new creative approach to addiction. You know, the thing that opens up the heart and opens up dialogue, and then we can win minds after that.
And being approachable. I mean, that's a major thing when we talk about mental health and dealing with substance abuse, is having some place or some people that are approachable who have dealt with these things in the past. Having that connection really helps it go a long way.
What's more approachable than a performance? Like a play.
Right, and our actors stay on stage afterward. They're approachable. You can talk. They can talk to them. It humanizes it, and it gives them an articulate thing to respond to. Say, when that actor was going through that, that's just like what I went through, or what my aunt went through, who was a fisherman. So it gives them a very specific thing to be articulate about and open up conversation, other people to join in.
Wow. Yeah, and it's National Recovery Month, right? That's what it's. Yeah, so this is also relevant, and you'll be doing it all again next year. When does it start up again next year?
Well, we're not sure. We just met with Richard yesterday. We're looking at like a 1-month residency, which would be 2 weeks of rehearsal, 2 weeks of performance. We're going to try to do it earlier so that we can then launch to New Bedford, possibly to do a combination 1-2 punch.
Nice.
New Bedford's kind of our Broadway, our regional Broadway performance.
Yeah.
It's the most historic fishing port and mythical in that place in Homer Moby Dick. But probably July is what I'm thinking right now, is what the theater undergoes some renovations in the late spring, and it'll be open for performance after that.
That's exciting.
Bringing
Maine to Manhattan.
Exactly. And for people who want to keep up with this story and look for when those come out, do you have a website or anything they can get in touch
Yes,
with?
it's 40-hour club, but there's the numbers here, but it's spelled out FORTYHOURCLUB.com. We have everything on there. Donna, my partner and co-director of the 40-hour club, co-creator of Chasing the White Whale, has done an amazing job. We've got a great website, and you can reach us there as well.
Awesome. Yep, I found it easily. That's how I found you. Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. We'll throw it over for one last look at your full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Joe, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we are. Small crowd advisories until about 2 a.m. on Wednesday, because we will have some gusty winds. They'll be hanging around from time to time. Now it'll cause some wave heights to get high from time in a few spots too. We do have this frost advisory that's going to get dropped throughout the morning period, though, as the northern ends of the state saw some cooler temperatures again. But otherwise, though, we had some rain recently. A lot of this is starting to move out of here as we speak, and the clouds will break up for a little while, though. But our next system off toward the west will start to move in soon, giving us more chances for rain showers to move in, and of course some heavy downpours cannot be ruled out either with this area of low pressure, and some decent rainfall as well. Let's check in on Hurricane Fiona right now, causing a lot of issues for parts of the Puerto Rican islands. So this is all tracking towards the northwest, and this thing is a Category 1 hurricane with winds up to 90 miles per hour, moving toward the northwest at about 8 miles per hour. And it's expected to turn, so it's not going to be causing too much issues for us, though. Although some wave height issues cannot be ruled out, especially as we head towards later on this week. So we'll keep an eye on that as it does begin to develop. At times, though, it could reach up to a Category 3 hurricane in a few areas. Otherwise, though, gusty winds, not a huge issue, at least at times. But until we head towards tomorrow, some of those gusty winds could reach up to maybe 30 miles per hour, mainly along the coast by about 5 a.m. as we head towards Tuesday. So make sure to keep an eye on it as it does develop. Our average high is 70 degrees. It's going to be well below that over the next few days, ranging from the 50s on some days to even 60s and maybe getting close to the 70s. So overall, we're going to be all over the place over the next few days. Futurecast moving forward, though, here we are. So increasing clouds on the way soon. Chances for a few rain showers later this afternoon, lasting to the overnight period, too. We'll keep that going as we head towards parts of tomorrow before tomorrow night. A lot of this finally begins to get out of here, and the clouds will break up a little bit, though, as we head towards early Wednesday morning. How much rainfall could we possibly see? Some decent rainfall on the way, with up to 1, maybe 2 inches of rain possible before we're all finished up. We do need the moisture, so some good rainfall definitely on the way. So your forecast forecast for today. Lower 60s, mostly cloudy, some afternoon showers. East breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 40s, rain likely, areas of dense fog as well. Northeast breeze at about 5 miles per hour. More rain showers and cool tomorrow. Highs only in the middle 50s with that northeasterly breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Higher gusts cannot be ruled out either. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. So we start to dry out as we head towards Wednesday with a partly cloudy sky. Highs in the upper 60s. Upper 60s again on Thursday with a chance for rain. And we're dry on Friday. Partly cloudy. Highs in the upper 50s.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration. Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers statewide delivery and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath. We fit your life. When a normal day is anything but normal, we fit your schedule with our unique tub-over-tub process installed in as little as a day. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards with a lifetime guarantee. Bathfitter. It just fits.
Now, with $600 off a complete bath system, it fits your budget too. We've never had a promotion this big, so call or click now.
With my hectic life, you'd think retirement would be the last thing on my mind. Thankfully, Voya provides comprehensive solutions and shows me how to get the most out of my workplace benefits. Voya helps me feel like I got it all under control.
Voya. Well planned, well invested, well protected.
When Katahdin Cruises and Moosehead Marine Museum want to know the local forecast, they log into foxbangor.com. Take a step back in time and experience Moosehead Lake from a unique viewpoint. Book your cruise now on the Steamboat Katahdin, online or at the ticket office the day of the cruise.
For the first half of his life, Ed Bushy hid his inability to read from everyone until a crisis led him to confront his secret. So he called literacy volunteers at Bangor. He got a tutor and he learned to read. For the rest of his life, Ed promoted literacy to anyone who would listen. Ed's granddaughter, Kayla, was listening. Her grandfather's story inspired her to volunteer as a literacy tutor. Like Kayla, you can help us reach and teach people like Ed. The need is great, especially now. Become a tutor with Literacy Volunteers today.
If you're stuck wondering what to make for dinner, wonder no more. Today's recipe is easy, adult and kid-friendly, and is on the table in less than 30 minutes. Check this out. We begin by cutting some boneless chicken breasts into strips. You can even use chicken tenders if you want. They're actually a bit cheaper. We dip these in a mixture we made by whisking together an egg, cornstarch, and a bit of soy sauce. We'll let them soak for a few minutes. In the meantime, in a plastic bag, we combine some breadcrumbs, sesame seeds, garlic powder, and a bit of salt. Then we give that a good shake. Now we add the chicken, a few pieces at a time. Seal the bag and shake it until it's evenly coated. This is a lot easier than hand breading it, where we usually get more coating on our fingers than on our chicken. We place the chicken on a baking sheet and spray them with cooking spray before popping them in the oven. Once the chicken is cooked through and the breading is golden, they're ready. Serve these up with an easy homemade honey dipping sauce, step back, and get ready for all sorts of compliments. To get the recipe for our fun-to-eat sesame chicken with honey sauce, just visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tender as can be way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And finally, milkshake lovers might have a new favorite spot that has a lot of options. A drive-in in Arizona breaks a world record for the most variety of shakes. The drive-in Delgadillo Snow Cap has been a part of the Seligman, Arizona since 1953, and it recently just broke the Guinness World Record for the largest display of milkshake varieties. Now, coming in with 266 milkshake flavors in an hour and 15 minutes, this record overtakes the previous record holder, Gibson's Gourmet Burgers and Ribs in South Africa, with 207 milkshakes. I don't even think you can come up with that. With 266, what could possibly... I got vanilla, coffee, blueberry, all the fruits and everything, but 266, That's pretty amazing. That just about does it for the final hour here of our show. Thank you for watching. We'll be back here at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning for the latest in local news. You can tune in to ABC 7 News at Noon with Susan Farley, and tonight at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois. If you missed anything, check out all these stories on our website, foxbangor.com, and our social media platforms. You can enjoy 25 Words or Less. That's coming up right after our show. But before we go, we will do a quick look at our forecast. The forecast today is going to be, more or less the same we're going to see over the rest of the